Hi, I'm Fraser Douglas, the avid tent camper.
In this video, I want to tell you about a recent camping trip that I took to Cloudland Canyon State Park, Georgia, with my wife, Ava, my sister, Jean, and my brother-in-law, Tom. The park is located in the far northwestern corner of Georgia, about 30 miles south of Chattanooga, Tennessee. It has three primary camping areas. The East Rim campground that is primarily used by RVs, the West Rim campground that is used by both RVs and tents, and the primitive walk-in campground that is primarily used by tents. After arriving at the park, we went to the visitor center, checked in, got some ice, and headed out to the West Rim campground. Once in the campground, we drove around, looked at available sites, and selected the best one.
We set up our camp in site number 4 in the West Rim campground. This site proved to be one of the nicest sites in the entire park. Let me just show you a little bit about this campground. Our hammocks are set up there. There is our next neighbor. You'll notice we have a very large buffer zone. The road goes to the bathroom up that way. You'll notice that the leaves are starting to turn colors and fall. This is across the road from our campsite. Notice that we've got quite a bit of privacy. There's a campsite through the woods there. And several campsites are down back around the loop back in the back. There's a neighbor that's fairly close to us, our car, and a neighbor that's down there, and then my sister and her husband's car. Now I'm going to walk into the campsite and show you around. Notice we've got a couple of large stones that Ava enjoys climbing on. We have plenty of trees around our campsite for our hammocks. Ava and I decided to bring the Eureka Timberline because it is a good hot weather tent, and it is Ava's personal favorite tent. My sister and her husband are camped in a Kelty tent, 6-person Kelty tent. They took their rainfly off last night because it was so hot. Here's our picnic table
And kitchen area.
We've got our stove set up. We're about to cook breakfast here in a few minutes. And we're going to start us a campfire in a few minutes. We've gathered up quite a bit of wood, and we're going to be starting a fire here in just a few minutes, although we really don't need it. Well, that's kind of an overview of our campsite. Kind of looking back down the driveway. I see a neighbor that's walking up the road with his dog. Good morning. Okay. And notice we've got electricity and water right there.
The bathrooms were located just a short distance away from our campsite. Although most of the campsites were occupied by RVs, about 11 or 12 of the 44 sites were occupied by tent camping families. This is a Coleman Weathermaster. This is an REI Kingdom. This looks like a Kelty Trail Ridge. This is a Marmot Limestone. This is a large REI tent. And this one looks like a Coleman Flatwoods. The primary attractions of this park are the scenic views from the canyon rim and the hiking trails that go down into the canyon. Here's a picture of Gene and Tom at the canyon overlook, and a picture of me and Ava. After taking our photos, we relaxed for a few minutes before walking back to the car. Then we drove to the walk-in tent camping area and hiked around the trail to look at the various different campsites. Here is a typical campsite. I believe it's number 12. And here is another campsite that a hammock camper is set up in. The bathrooms for this campground were very nice. After hiking the walk-in campground trail, we rode over to look at the yurts, and then over to the East Rim campground. After touring the park, we decided to take the scenic highway into Chattanooga, Tennessee. Along this highway is the hang gliding jump-off point. We stopped to look around and noticed an airplane carrying a hang glider, and the hang glider released and began to fly down to the bottom of the valley. In Chattanooga, we stopped at Champy's for a chicken dinner. After a brief wait, we got our table and had a great fried chicken dinner. On Friday morning, we drove back to Chattanooga to visit some historic Civil War sites. Our first stop was the Craven's house that is located halfway up Lookout Mountain. This was the site of a fierce battle as the Union troops attempted to take the mountain from the Confederate Army. Here is a view of the Chattanooga and the Tennessee River from the back porch of the Craven's house. Next, we rode over to the Chickamauga Battlefield Visitor Center, where we saw several interesting exhibits. Here are just a few of the rifles and a large rifle collection. And here was a typical officer's quarters.
Well, I hope this gives you a better idea about the things that are available to do here in Cloudland Canyon State Park, and I hope that you'll consider coming here sometime in the future if you're ever in this area.
For more information about great tent camping destinations in the southeastern United States, please visit my website, www.basictentcamping.com. Visit my Facebook page, Modern Tent Camping, and read my book, Basic Tent Camping.
Remember, take more trips, travel further, visit more attractions, and save money. Go tent camping.